So this morning I drove down to Marathon for the SAC committee meeting, which is the Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary, and it's the Sanctuary Advisory Council that I'm on for Marine Life, with Ben from Dynasty Marine as well, who's now the chairman. So it was a pretty interesting meeting, and back at it today and getting ready to go tomorrow off to the west coast of Florida for a big project that we've been working on for literally 4 years. And it's a fascinating situation. It's a 2,000-gallon cylindrical acrylic aquarium, about 72 inches in diameter, 90-some inches tall. It has a massive sump downstairs. And the goal, of course, we'll get it to be looking like this beautiful reef aquarium, which is the same volume, 2,000 gallons of actual operating water. And, get it to look this caliber as quick as possible. It's a cylindrical reef aquarium. Things changed over time. The room got smaller, the room got bigger, and all in all, the room is about 16 feet long, 12 feet wide, and 9 foot tall. We have all the electrical mapped out, the water mapped out. There's a mini split in the space. There's lighting for the space. There's a drain on the floor. There's a curb at the doorway. Here's a circuit breakout for all of the electrical circuits throughout the space between the 220. We changed the pumps to the Abyss 1200s. There's this massive sump that you saw us load up before. And then here's another plan, 2.2, that shows the big sump. The sump is 96 by 40 inches wide by 42 inches tall. Has an overflow drain in this back corner that'll go all the way around the room to the sink. In the center column, we have the aqua roche rock that's already in place on site. And I'm going to show you a little bit about the valves. We've been using CPEX. This is a 2-inch CPEX valve. You can see there's an arrow on it. The flow goes only one way. It's 240 PSI rated. It's unionized, so you can take it off. You can put a threaded part, which we really never use. Here's the gasket on it right here, the O-ring. And you can tell how really heavy duty this valve is. You can tighten the valve here if you need to, but typically you don't have to. But really great looking CPEX valves. The other valves that we use, usually on the solid siphon, is going to be this 2-inch Spears gate valve. So if you open it all the way up, it's 10 full cycles. To open the valve fully, you can count them off if you want to. Just mark the top of the valve where that is. You keep doing cycles. So there'd be a full cycle there, 1, 2, 3, and so on. And then you can seat, obviously, your PVC pipe inside of here. When you glue it, you have to trim the cut on here and ream it out basically and glue this in appropriately. So these valves are important for the solid siphons. We're going to have 4 solid siphons on this one, and all of those will get mounted up with this kind of a thing. This is the unistrut right here, and you can go like this, put a piece of pipe on it, and then you take the nut and bolt and you take that and tighten it up, and that'll hold the pipe. And you can really get this mounted up on a wall. You can mount it on the side of the sump, which we're going to do. This pipe is going to be really rigid, and you need that when you're going to put a valve on a piece of pipe, because again, you don't want anything to flex, so you'll be able to close the valve easily. Same thing with the gate valves. When we go into the drain down into the sump, we'll use these gate valves to adjust ever so slightly to allow for the solid siphon to raise high enough in this particular installation. Obviously, we can use them bigger for bigger pipes. This is for a 4-inch piece of PVC. We have some 3-inch on there. The discharge on the Abyss 1200 is 3-inch. It makes it really industrial. It'll last forever. We also sometimes will use these. This is a click, CLIC. You can find that online. It's just basically another mounting opportunity where you could put a stainless steel screw mounted to the wall. So you could take your pipe, put it in here. It's called a click for a reason. There it goes. It clicked right in place. And then you can mount your pipe right to a wall like that versus the unistrut. This is obviously more industrial and stronger, but in certain applications you need this kind of a product to put it in there. When you think about flow in a cylinder, you try to come up with a way to get flow in there that's going to make sense. So you have the circumference. So if you put flow in it one way, and we'll go here and we'll just do that. So let's say the current is going this way, right? So this motorized ball valve, it's an Asahi actuated ball valve with high quality Viton seals. There's 2 of them on this project. You see these ridges on here, so it locks into place once you put it on there. You'll hear it when I lock it in. There it goes, it clicked right in place. But what's gonna happen is there's 2 returns from 2 different Abyss 1200s, and both valves are gonna go one way. So you have current coming from one spot to another. So we're gonna put a valve up here and a valve on the other side. It's 177 foot-pounds of torque. So what'll happen is it'll actuate and go one way, and then it'll switch, and it'll take 20 seconds for both valves to switch at the same time and start going the other way. But actually the current doesn't. It takes a solid 5 minutes for the water to slow down enough to stop, and then another 5 minutes for it to really start picking up and going in the opposite direction. And what I found with that, just like you would at a pass or a cut or the inlets we go in and out of at Hollover Inlet, you'd bring up all the dirt and everything that's on the other side of those rocks that might have been harboring the current, and all of that that's going the other direction now is pushed up into solution and gets carried off with the tide. In this event, it's going to go down to the sump, down to the fleece filters, down to the floss area, and I'm really going to get some dynamic flow in this massive reef aquarium. There's a high probability the valve will go for at least 10 years, and you do need to service them here or there. You can take them apart, clean the ball, but it's going to be really exciting. So hope you learned a lot about the valves and what we're going to do on this great big installation, and our goal is to have it looking like this beautiful reef a year from now. So remember to like, subscribe, and glue your valves together.